Welcome to Longleaf Sheep Hill Ranch. Jeffrey continues the repair project on the International 966. In last week's video, we removed the PTO unit from the International 966. A link to that video is at the end of this video. In this week's video, we'll remove the rock shaft and discover why we're getting a hydraulic leak through here.
See, there's quite a bit of oil in there still. I had drained it completely before. So there's that little plug on the bottom here, and take the plug out and the oil should drain.
Here's a view of the gears inside the back end of the tractor.
Straight forward up a little bit. That is your differential, and on the right hand side there's the ring gear.
And what does the ring gear do?
So the ring gear attaches the engine to the differential, which goes out to the final drive. So there's these final drive gears on either side of the differential that drive the bull gears inside the outer case here, and these are attached to the axles.
And that's where that shaft came out of, down in there.
Yes, yes. So we can just sort of slide that back in there.
Okay, and you're trying to get this flat bar out.
This bar has to come off. So we can take this shaft here. The flat bar is attached to this big shaft down there, which we're trying to get out to replace some O-rings. The bat's attached to a flat spot with a U-bolt, and it goes up there and rests on this thing.
So what is that now again?
Okay, so this is the thing that controls the draft control. Okay, so this is the draft. I'm moving the draft control lever now. So the draft control lever is now pulled all the way back. I'm going to attach that. It seems like when this is pulled all the way back, it alleviates some of the tension on some of the springs on all those mechanisms down there. It'll make it easier to work on that stuff. So I'm going to tie this
draft control lever
back here. Oh, it's actually loose. All right, great. So with the draft control lever all the way back, this is loose here. And this is the thing that rides against this thing, which is spring-loaded. Don't know all the technical details, but that looks like a good position to loosen it up and work on it. And then we should be able to just loosen it up. Alright, so that's this taken out. And set this aside where it won't get damaged. Take this U-bolt out. So here's this U-bolt thing.
So now we're going to try to get that shaft out.
Yes, that's the thing we need to get out.
Yeah.
It's held on by all these bolts and stuff on the outside here. So I think we just start taking all this stuff apart and see if it'll come out. Because there's some sort of inner shaft and an outer shaft. So we got some bolts here. Let's keep this keeper thing in. And I think this is another inner thing. Okay.
Is it a retaining bolt of some sort?
Yeah, so see this shaft is splined in here.
Okay, I see. So that splined area has to come out then.
I think, I'm not sure. I don't think there's any splines over here. There's an O-ring between. Oh no, there's splines on this thing.
There is a spline?
I think so, between this and this.
Okay.
Mark it in case we need it to go back how it was. Okay, I think now just take these big bolts off here. Okay. Then I probably need to pry on it or something to get it to do something. I think we get a pry bar and pry on it gently and see what it does. I think it just slips apart from looking at the parts diagram. Aha, okay. So I'm prying on it and it's sort of just working its way out. Pull out further. All right, so here's the O-ring.
And that is a spline shaft there.
And a spline shaft, yes. There's an O-ring here too.
So what are you marking?
Just where it was, so I can put it back how it was. I think we need to liberate this. Okay, and that's this inner spline shaft. And this is like an outer spline shaft. And is a tire gonna be in the way? No.
Ah, so that's the inner shaft you're pulling out now?
Yes. Which I'm not sure if I actually have to pull this one out because it doesn't seem like it's part of the oil seal. Let me just leave that.
Can you even get it out?
I don't think so, but I don't think I need to get it out. It's just, it's scummy and dirty, but there's no O-rings or anything. It's not part of the interior part of the tractor. There's just an O-ring here, and an O-ring here, and an O-ring here. The other thing to look at is these bushings here. of it may be bad. It's like,
Ooh, what's that?
I think it's like bushing material.
Like a shim or something?
Like some sort of Teflon type material maybe on the inside of the bushings to keep them from, to make it a lubricated surface maybe. But I found a big chunk of this in the oil filter. I was like, where did that come from? Well, now we know where it came from. But this means I probably need new bushings, because this takes up significant space in there. And it's meant to be in there, it looks like.
Is it a sleeve that gets added in, or is it part of the bushing?
Usually this kind of thing is part of the bushing. Because this one has this stuff also. It's like was made as part of the bushing.
Well, those bushings have to be pressed in and out?
Probably. And that would make sense why this O-ring started leaking over here, is because a big chunk of this stuff went missing. And so now it was moving around more than it's supposed to. And it's got this serious groove here in this bushing where it's supposed to, this material is supposed to like capture itself, apparently.
Are the bushings available, Jeffrey?
I think so. It wasn't totally clear on that. But this is part of the bushing that should not be in this state nor outside the bushing.
So we've got it taken apart, but now we have together parts.
Yes.
So not going back together.
Not today. I need to seal up the back here and go find bushing parts. This is the top link connection point. So there's some sort of access plate.
So Jeffrey has a plastic bag over the big gapping hole and the rock shaft temporarily back in place, and we're going to order parts. In next week's video, we'll start rebuilding the hydraulic power takeoff unit. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. A link to the first video in this series is down in the lower right here.